Let's ride on over to talk about somebody else who would be riding if he wasn't worried he was going to fall off the side of the earth because, you know, the earth is flat, as he has told us on numerous occasions. Kyrie Irving has endorsed a Dallas Mavericks trade for his old teammate, his old championship buddy, LeBron James. Now, aside from this being completely impossible because Kyrie's a free agent, he wants to be back, and he wants even more money than he is making. But let's just say he comes back on his current deal, which, again, he wants more. But let's just say he comes back on his current deal. Luka, LeBron, and Kyrie would be all but, I think, $8 million of the salary cap. If Kyrie gets that extension and the increase in pay that he wants, there would be like all but 100,000 of the salary cap, and you've still got to fill out 12 other players on the roster. So literally impossible unless the Lakers buy out LeBron or Kyrie takes a pay cut, which he has blatantly said he's not going to do. But putting that aside, Tanner, let's just hypothetically, completely hypothetically, Luka, Kyrie, LeBron, how good is that team?
It's a very good team, but it's Kyrie thinking that he can. It's Kyrie thinking that he can probably make it happen. But also, too, when we look at the Luka Kyrie experiment, it didn't work at least last season. I mean, those guys stepped up, right? But they needed people around them, and there was nobody around them to help them get to the next level. And then LeBron pushing 40 years old, right? Like, how much are you going to get out of LeBron next season? It's just not this trade. Even if it was possible, I don't think it would be worth it. I think there's so many better ways to manage your money. It's just Kyrie talking because Kyrie thinks he knows everything.
I mean, Kyrie, keep in mind when the Nets season ended, I can't remember if this was the season when James Harden was still there or if he'd left already, but he said he was meeting with the front office to discuss the future of the team, and what ends up happening. He ends up getting shipped to Dallas. Kevin Durant gets shipped to Phoenix, and the Nets are now in full-on rebuilding mode. Like, this is a guy who just, whether inadvertently, if that's a word, or inadvertently, he just burns bridges. He brings fire and chaos everywhere he goes. And as far as the actual team, how it would look pretty bad. Like, this is three guys who are totally ball dominant. They none of them do a whole lot if they don't have the ball in their hands. Now, LeBron and Kyrie found ways to coexist. Maybe they could bring that back, but it's not going to work with Luka. Luka has the highest usage rate in the NBA. Luka and LeBron are also very much facsimiles of one another, except Luka obviously way less athletic than LeBron was when he was at his peak. LeBron misses a bunch of games now just because he's old and he gets injured more. None of those guys play defense. This team would probably have the highest defensive rating in NBA history. Highest is bad. In case you guys don't know, low is good. It just wouldn't work, simply put. And to your point, the Mavericks were, I believe, fourth when they traded for Kyrie. They ended up missing the play-in, not just the playoffs, the play-in. They went from the fourth seed to tanking for a draft pick. It was really bad. So it can't happen. If it did happen, it wouldn't look good, and it simply just will not happen.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. It'll never happen, quite frankly. But, like, the Mavericks need to figure out what they're going to do next season. Like, putting LeBron aside, like, what are they going to do with Kyrie? And what are they going to do to get a bench back? And what are they going to do to get guys around Luka that can win? Because we saw it. Kyrie and Luka did not work out. It could work out. I'm not saying it's not going to work out, but you need more structure in the secondary spots to really make a playoff push. Because what they did last year was embarrassing. And it wouldn't surprise me if Mark Cuban is just shredding through the front office right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. Part of me does wonder if this is somehow a play to get Kyrie to the Lakers. And I do want to talk about this just a little because we were talking about it a couple of episodes ago with what do the Lakers need. The Lakers need a scoring guard. That was my biggest takeaway. They need somebody who's going to be able to create their own shot. LeBron can get a shot, but he's not necessarily a pure shot creator. He's more of just a scorer within the flow of the game because he orchestrates the offense. He wants to pass it to his teammates. He's going to take his spots where he can. Kyrie's somebody who, no matter what's going on, give him the ball, clear out, and off the bounce, he's going to be able to find his shot. He led the NBA in fourth quarter scoring per game in this regular season. He's somebody who would fit the mold of what the Lakers were lacking, specifically in that Nuggets series. So Kyrie to Los Angeles, I feel like it does make sense, even though you're walking on thin ice. Like, it's Kyrie Irving. Again, he kind of just blows up franchises everywhere he goes. But I do also wonder, because obviously it's going to take this is going to have to be a sign and trade. You're not just going to be able to sign Kyrie Irving outright. So I wonder if somehow, this is, again, purely hypothetical, I wonder if there's any world in which Anthony Davis gets thrown into this trade somehow, because think about it. Anthony Davis was supposed to take the mantle from LeBron a couple of years ago. He never ascended into it. He's injured all the time. LeBron, if you want to keep LeBron for the star factor, and also because even though Anthony Davis can be better than LeBron on nights, as far as consistency goes, Anthony Davis just completely disappears on other nights. So if you want to get Anthony Davis gone, you bring Kyrie Irving back. You also get maybe Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe Christian Wood or Reggie Bullock, take your pick, maybe even Josh Green if the Mavericks are willing to give him up. That now, on the other side, Dallas, your Luka, you have a scoring big man who doesn't necessarily need the ball and who is phenomenal on defense. That is exactly what the Mavericks need. Just fill out an adequate supporting cast of mid-level exceptions and league minimum guys. You've got a good team over in Dallas. You've suddenly got a decent team in LA. Is that something that you think is realistic and works for both parties?
No, because I think if the Mavericks trade any more of their secondary capital, like, it just wouldn't work out. Like, yes, you have Anthony Davis, you have Luka Doncic, but then you need to fill it with the right guys, and it's going to take time to figure out who those right guys are. Going to the Lakers, like, if you are the Lakers and you're considering Kyrie, I think that's a massive issue, because you just look at the course of his career and you've seen what he's done. Like you say, he's blown up franchises. I would not want Kyrie in my franchise. And it seems like the NBA doesn't care as much as like the NFL for like problem people, like, you know, just bad culture guys. Kyrie has not been a good culture guy. Like Luka say, he's a good teammate, whatever. Like, it just has not worked out well for cultures that he has been in. So I would probably stay away. I would keep Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis's age is still young enough where he can do something for you. And even LeBron did say Anthony Davis's numbers are going to be up in the Raptors at the Staples Center, which is not the Staples Center anymore. But that's something also too that, you know, if you're the Lakers and LeBron says that, you might want to trust his opinion a little bit.